Hello everybody. Let's see if everything will work. So I guess there were some technical issues. How's the audio? That looks fine. So today we'll be taking a look at recreating the website of Drive. Well, first empty everything I have on my website right now so that we have a blank slate to start with. Plugins. Well, that looks good. So, how you are all doing? Sorry, there's some delay on the YouTube stuff, and I got an error message, so I didn't know if it was live, but looks like it's working right now. So I hope you all are doing fine. And today I've planned to take a look at recreating the Drive Capital website. Let me share my screen. See. So there we go. There's still something going on. But it looks like everything's working. So we will be recreating this website. At least we try to as much as possible and see if we can implement some basic things and see how we could solve it. So let's first dissect what's actually happening here. Here we have a menu header and a menu bar with a piece of text, then a very large text with some nice image or video, I should say. Here we have a Marquee mark line with a lot of names in there. Then you have some images. And if you missed it, the images are animating in. Here we have another section with text and a section with our story and a nice button with animation. Oh, this is nice. On hover, it will show some interesting words. I don't know what they all are. Are there sections in those cities? And more. Also a nice animation with image, our team. And here some images with text in there as well. And then a section for our portfolio. Oh, this is a nice animation. I guess it's done with SVG. So now we have an overview, and this should be the footer, I guess. This is two footers. So one is for the end of the body text, and one is for the address and the social icons. So now we have a basic understanding of what's in there. Let's see if we can recreate it. Here we have the website. Now let's first start with recreating the navigation bar. So we go into edit the header. Now I won't be using the logo from Drive, so I will just keep the text for GreenShift. However, I do have changes I can make already in there. So for typography, see, we can perhaps move this. The font styles. I don't know if there is font text, a way of fetching the name. Guess we'll soon figure out. You need the query add-on. So for now, we just type in green shift so we can see what's possible with the free version. Let's change the typography. Oh, nice. In the Facebook group, the developer of GreenShift already stated that the text decoration is now added to the, what's it called? Action bar, I guess. And then you can say what kind of decoration it gets. And also the letter casing, small, capitalized, or uppercase. So let's change the text for this one. Side panel and change the font family. By the way, I have added something like a design style. First, let me see. In Glorify, it's an app that I bought a few years back and use for designing my thumbnail pictures. But I thought it would be fun to use it also for this. But it's not actually made for creating these kinds of things. So I made some kind of style guide just to have an overview of what kind of typography I will be using and what they have set as their variables. And here's some examples. And this is actually the value they have used. So I don't know if we are going to use that as well. But I digress. I was searching for the font we are going to use. So they use a paid font, and yeah, I don't have access to that. So I decided to do it a little bit different. So for this font, I will be using another font family, and it is Archivo and black. There we go. We have some sort of a logo. On the on their website, they have some kind of fade out there, and what I think it is that it is a gradient. So let's add a gradient to the group. I am afraid that the default will not allow. So there we go. It does allow to create a gradient, so that's nice. So one position will be black, the other one as well. Only the changes that this has 0 opacity, and then we change this for 180, so the change will go downwards. And for the menu items, so I don't think this is best practice to have a menu bar on websites because of discovery issues. So I will be sticking to this kind of setup. And let's press save. So we can see if it reflects on the website. I guess we do still need to change some things. So there we go. We open it. Yes, we need to change that the header section will be a position of sticky. That's a nice naming. One will it stick? Ah, Blurby. How nice of you to join. So I hope this animation works. So you say UX-wise, it's not the best idea for a standard hamburger menu for sure. Yeah, I I agree. So Isaac asks, are you doing only with core blocks? So you can interchange them if you would like to. We can do that. For me, it doesn't matter. It's already in there, but we can just add a container because that will be our wrapper, and add the green shift text. I don't recall if they have a navigation as well. If I remember correctly, it's just the default navigation. Or navigation menu. Nope, doesn't seems like it. So yeah, for the navigation, I will be using the list. Cannot retrieve lists. So we can just as well use this one. What you can do here is just add the pages you would like to have. So you have a page link, and you have access to site logo, social, search. But you can also green stuff. Nice. Thank you, Isaac. I hope I won't disappoint you. Let's see. But yeah, those are just the core blocks. What just happened? Why are they gone? Ah, I deleted the pages. That's why it doesn't like what I did. So let's delete the group. So for this section, you could also use the flexbox, but I love to use the container. And with the flexbox, I mean, in here you have flexbox that's already available from Greenshift styling. I like to use the container to group this. So the container wrapper. So my typing is horrible. Let's continue here. So now we have set this section to be to have a logo and a navigation, but the navigation is empty at the moment. We will add that later. So we have a direction, and then we would like the logo to be on one end and the text on the other end. So let's change the spacing to between. Now you will see that the header logo will be on the left side and navigation on the right side. Now let's add some spacing. So you have a quick set option. You also have it available in the sidebar, but whenever possible, I like to use this. And let's add 1 EM. Maybe that's a little bit too hefty. 1, 2 EM. So for those who don't know, EM is the value of the pixel size, and usually it is 16 pixels. So 1 EM means 60 pixels. So if you want to change the value here, you just put in half of it, half EM, and that will be 8 pixels. The advantage of this is that it will scale upwards. And perhaps the best way of explaining this is on my website, and look into deciphering PX, EM, and RAM, where I explain how it is calculated and how it works, and how you can check it yourself, how to see what's happening actually with M, RAM, and pixels. Let's continue onwards. So for the background, we we like to use gradient. Then one side black, the other one as well. And set the background again. This is too quick, please let me know. We have a linear angle of 180. And we change the text color to white. We can use also the color they use, right? And we should perhaps set that as a default value. So we have it available in the GreenShift palette. So let's quickly add the colors in the GreenShift stylebook. GreenShift, and then here we have stylebook. Colors, GreenShift color presets. Then we have the first one is black. So that will be our primary color used. It's actually used for background by this website. Then we have the light color. And then we have the blue color. Oh, I didn't copy it right. Oh, I didn't set it. Get a value real quick. So this one is available for you as well. It's on the Facebook group, and I will add it in the chat as well. So if you would like to see what I've used, you can go ahead and just click the link. So there we go. Change the values here as well. Oh, I think the value will be the best way to do it, right? So now we have set up our colors. Press save. And if we save this one and refresh the page, then we should see the colors available in the background as well. But we wanted to change the typography, and here we have the GreenShift colors. This makes our life a little bit easier. And what this does, it uses a variable of custom color, and also gives the option that if this is not set, that the default value will be this color. So let's change that for the navigation as well. Text. And this is where it's a little bit tedious, because you have to set it for the theme as well. And that's what you get with when you're using two kinds of these things. So we need to set it in the theme settings, I guess. I wonder actually where to set this. Customize. Yeah, that's what I thought. It should be install tile. And then we can change the style. Then we have our color palette. So there we go. We can add the custom colors here as well. So that would be a nice improvement. If it is synced as well, that the custom colors are automatically added. So do you prefer using the GreenShift theme or another one with the GreenShift Lux? To be honest, I haven't used anything else but GreenShift. Oh no, that's not true. I used a Rehab theme before, because before I created this website, my website was actually a experiment with creating any affiliate marketing. It didn't work out, so oh, this isn't what I'm looking for. Rehab theme. So I used it with Rehab theme, but it's now a full site editing theme. It wasn't back then, it was then a native, and the GreenShift was an add-on you can buy on later. For now, I haven't experienced, I don't have experience with any other block theme. So I would suggest to use GreenShift. I do know that it should be working with any block theme. I also did use it maybe a little bit on Cadence theme as well. But But yeah, for now, the block theme experience with GreenShift theme is just amazing. I do know I am curious about the OliWorpers theme because there was a lot of news involving around it. And I am curious to see how this goes. There were some things about the setup wizard, and should that be a theme or should that be a plugin? And I don't know how they solved it by removing it, but I don't know if they have added it later. You've used the Bloxy theme. Now I don't have Bloxy theme. And to be fair, I like my experience to be block editor since I got wind of Gutenberg getting more and more proficient. And especially when they released the full site editing, I was like, I want to drop everything. I don't want to use the native customized stuff. Because my biggest thing with the native customizers you have is that you don't have the full access and availability of all the blocks that are available. So you only have some predefined blocks you can use. And sometimes you have a hacky way to use a shortcode within your menu to create something. And I don't like that. I like to have the full experience at once. And that's what I loved about Elementor. So when I moved away from Elementor to Cadence, there was some kind of hiccup. And then there I moved from Cadence to Rehab, but still no full experience. So yeah, now we are here. Yeah, it definitely depends on what you need to. Yeah. You are so right. So my needs aren't that big, I guess. So let's continue with the navigation menu. I will align the item center so it will all be nice centered. And in the advanced settings, I want the position to be fixed, so it will be more sticky. So if we save now, I expect this to work correctly. It could also be that we need to do some other changes. New. That's what I thought. There needs to be another container in there, so position fixed is actually better. But then we get this issue, and this can be solved by setting this to 0 and 0. The left and right. And now we have some kind of fading out effect at the top. So there we go, a little bit already on the navigation. I think it's a little bit more subtle, or doesn't it change that much? Well, you can change the values of the gradient yourself if you like to change it up a little bit. I like this effect, actually. So let's continue. We have now set up the menu, but we don't have any menu items, so let's change that right. So here we set it. First one, it says portfolio. So we can just, if I remember correctly, you can add it like this. Type in portfolio. Yeah, here you have it. Graphed page. That's so nice. It allows you to immediately edit it. And because there's no story, they have it all capitalized. So can you change that here as well? Oh, here we have some style colors as well. And this is for creating buttons. So I see. But I want to change the typography settings. I want the letter case to be capitalized. And I would like the font family to match with the other ones. So we are using our Givo regular. But it isn't there. So I guess we need to set it in green shift, and then style book. Yeah, for those who don't know, in the future you can add your own system fonts. It is planned for the next version, but now it doesn't allow you to do so in the native Gutenberg experience. But yeah, it will be coming on 24th of March. So that is nice. Let's change this one. Hi, Kimberly. We just started, so we got our header in. So you can see it when you go to new.deckis.review. We have our header in, and I used this typography to create some kind of logo. I don't have any icon, but it gets the thing around. Let's change the font, select custom font. So do we have to upload it here? That would be a shame. So we have to add it. I hope that could. You can upload fonts in GreenShift settings. Yeah, but I would like to set a Google font as my default font. Am I missing something? Or here's the shadows, the default spacing we can use, the default text color. We can set as well as the theme color because this is a black looking website. To make it even, I'm wondering if we set this to dark, that means that this will only be available for dark mode. Let's find out, right? So yeah, I guess we have to upload our fonts, else we can't use custom fonts. But that will be available in the 24th of March when the next release of WordPress is, where they've added the possibility to change the fonts. So let's leave this and add the fonts then, I guess. Where do we have to set it? Settings, font options. Oh, all right. I won't bother you with doing this. I will do that off screen so that we can continue on creating the rest of the template. I didn't set up fonts properly, apparently. I want to add a Google font, and then you don't have to upload this, if I remember correctly. So, sorry, I didn't put your message in. Kimberly says you didn't set up the fonts properly. Yes, I didn't. Because I was expecting that I can use the Google fonts in here, but it seems that there's no way of me doing it there, so I will be replacing it off screen with this, which is a little bit tedious, but yeah, I guess that's the best way I can up with now, unless you have some better. Yes, I should show how to do it properly, but if I want to use Google Fonts, I expect to set it here, and it looks like you have to upload a custom font. So if you have a better way of doing it, please let me know. Else I need to download this first, and then it takes a lot of time. I can continue with the design. Thank you, Blurby, for asking the question as well. So in the meantime, I will add the other story pages or 3. There we go. And it should also be nope to Google Fonts. Yeah, Kimberly, I understand. There's also a way to download them, but I don't want to do that on stream. So I hope that I could select the Google font and that it will be added to the to this. Yeah, there you go. So Kimberly does indeed upload the fonts and then set the primary and secondary, etc. in GreenShift. So I guess, no, I don't guess. I know that's the best way of doing it. I was hoping I could implement the Google fonts so it will speed up my process. Would be also nice if there's some way of GreenShift just auto downloading the fonts. Should be a way of doing it, right? But let's change not the appearance, not the size. I want to change the letter case to be uppercase. So now we have story. Another one is theme. Thank you for your understanding, Kimberly. I mean, I'm not new to doing this using the files you can download from Google Fonts. But I'm now so used to just type in CSS add import and then your font library, and then you don't have to do much else within CSS, and that's very nice. So it would be nice if something could be implemented that it or auto downloads if it keeps breaking, or it uses Google Fonts the right way, the way that I expected. Some dude in Facebook forum thinks he wasted magic wand in Dixie Dust. Yes. But it does happen, right? Yeah, it's kind of frustrating that it doesn't do what you expect. But is that a problem for the user, or a problem that the integration of the tool isn't as expected? So if you want to make something that everybody could use, you should also make it very easy to understand and use. And I think if you have to go in the process of first downloading the fonts, then that should be explained. And that's one of the reasons I think creating a course explaining those kinds of things and doing this on a live stream, that we can together experience how things go. We will all benefit from it, if you ask me. So tell it. And then the next one is seed program. Seed program. Oh, there we go. And we add letter case to be capitalized. So there's a lot of there. He sounds like some of my customers. Yeah, it's always the case, right? And the most nice thing is everything needs to be done yesterday. Even if it isn't, then it's not good. Hover color. I want my default color to be not on mobile, but the default color here. So this is the aligning. It needs to align right. Allowed to wrap to multiple lines would be preferred not to. There is a mobile menu. Then we have a hover color, but I want my default color to be white. And it could be that it is reflected on the front and on the website itself. But because the pages are still on draft, you won't see them. And I want to see my pages. So let's go to not post, but pages. See, there we have all of them. Quickly change that to be. And edit them all. Now, this wouldn't be recommended to just publish them all, especially when your site is new. So I recommend to go to your general and let's see, was it in general? Was it in reading? Discourage search engines from indexing this site. So this way, your website shouldn't be indexed by any websites. So you just can continue on and creating your website without the fear of it not showing up. So this is a problem that the text is now black. I guess we have to go into code. Another guy in the forum thinks it's a 1962 walkie-talkie. Yeah, that's the expectation but nowadays, right? It needs to be very quick. Let's see, it doesn't work. So can we change somewhere? Because I think it has to do with this being a element and not a text. It is a element, an anchor. It's palm. And yeah, here you have anchor, and I guess it is set to have some kind of color. And it is set to black. So I think we need to override that one. Preset base color. You're from Belgium. That's nice. I'm from the Netherlands, so we're not far away from each other. I'm your upstairs neighbor. Hi there. Are you, Prairie, are you French or Flemish? Yeah, Kimberly has a very nice place where she lives. Contrast color, text primary, centered. Where do we set this then? Yeah, then you can recognize the accent. I do understand. I sometimes think it's horrible, but yeah, it's the way it is. Maybe in the future I can afford to talk English a little bit better than I do right now, but for the time being, it's what it is, right? But I can't find the way how we can set the colors, the default colors for the styling. So here we have colors, right? And I've added the custom, and it doesn't show up right now because we added them later. So refresh the page. And let me get the sip of my drink. Can we now change the color? Paragraph. I want to select the, so the paragraph is selected because it has spacing. Perfect. Now I can change the color. So I hope you like me trying to discover and decipher how this can be done. And sometimes can be very tedious. There we go. Save. And still it isn't the right color. And we set it as a preset. We set it in navigation to text wide. Does that mean there needs to be another setting to change the link? So it's not there. It has an accent primary. So those are all the styles available. The accent is fine. Thank you. It's the only thing I have. No, that's not true. I have you guys. The font family. I can't find a way of changing the color of the links in my navigation menu. This theme was set up. It's the default theme. I didn't change anything except for the custom stuff. So please tell me where I can set. So I'm looking to change a thing and then yeah. So that's why I do this live stream, so we can see how I expect it to work. And if it doesn't work like that, then Kimberly is very much right. It isn't set up properly. Maybe hard to read by using a brighter color. So please tell me, Kimberly, where can I set my colors correctly? Oh, here we have link. And now we can set the base color to right one. That's just the issue, right? You have colors in your color palette and you have colors here as well. And I just looked right over it that you have a link color. Yes. So that's a nice use case, right? That you can see that it's still not working. So please tell me what else needs to be changed. I can set this to have that one actually. I'm a user experience designer by day, by the way. So seeing all this happens just means to me actually that it isn't very user friendly for now. Yeah. Here we have a preset F1, F0, but nobody. On what color is it set and where can I find it? It says inherit, inherit, inherit. So there are 3 places where it inherits colors. Then here it is set where not a element of button. Then we have the webcat link, then we have body, and here we have the custom. So the order in which it is set also helps. I guess this is a place of the cascading. Webcat link. I hope to be done with the website, but I can't even pass how to change the colors of the links. This is a very poor experience. So I expect that you have to change it there and also to change it in the stylebook. It would be nice that it would be one place when the greenshift plugins are installed and the theme is installed, that it automatically pulls in everything you need in this section. And having a link possibility here would also be nice for global elements. But yeah, let's see how we can fix the issue with our navigation so that I can move on already. That one, we don't need styles, we need this one again. No, I'm afraid that we can't add anything. We do have a way of changing the class. Apply this block, typography, spacing, dimension, and color styles to all navigation. But the default color isn't set here. So that would be nice as well, that the default color can be set. You have the hover, you have the background, submenu colors, you have the mobile colors, putting presets. Yeah, I agree. We do not. Or user interface design standards. Yep. I have the feeling this is very developer focused, which I think is very good. But in some cases, you have just the issue with having the native WP core and you have to add layers on there. And perhaps you have thought about a lot of things. And it could be as well that I've just missed things. But yeah, let's try and fix this because I want to be done with it. So we just grab this class and add a plugin. My favorite one is code snippets. And code snippets, code snippets allows you to add custom code. And I like to add most of the time PHP stuff. But if I remember correctly, it does also work with adding CSS. So here we have snippets, add new. You do UX UI, right? Yeah, then we are in the same category, Kirby, because I did front-end development, but I didn't like it. Reason being, every time you need to learn a new framework, and I didn't like to code all the JavaScript, and then you have to learn object-oriented programming, and then you have to learn the typed way of using the object-oriented programming, and that was just too much for me. So I stopped trying to learn it. And let's see. And there should be a quick-ish way adding this. So it uses the same one. We can just copy and paste this variable. By the way, I am sorry to Isaac that this takes so long. And it shouldn't be the case if you ask me. But I also like to interact with you guys, right? So it's always nice. Oh, you use Drupal and HubSpot. That's nice. We're just exploring HubSpot at work to integrate with our tools of things we can use, but yeah, not the best experience so far. You need to really dive deep into documentation, and that's a little bit of fun, but the user experience can be improved. Let's call this custom style. So now I've added a class, and this one I copied from our console log. The disadvantage on doing that is when the class changes, it basically doesn't work anymore. But for now, it's fine. And have we set it to once inserted, should on the body section, and perhaps we should set it also to lazy load in to preload. But I don't know what the custom code for that one is. And because of cascading, this might... No, I didn't set the color. Oops. And now there could be still an issue that it doesn't show up because of the cascading. Yep, that's what I thought. And then we can just do important, and that doesn't fix our issue, but it should work. I hate this kind of things to have to use important, else it doesn't change. And using custom CSS to only make this change, it's an awful experience. But yeah, it is what it is. So now we have our finally our basic menu set. Themes custom for our customers, which was fun, but is their whole system. Yeah. Example and standards. I'm very curious as well. If you could link that out, then I would love to see it as well. So let's remove this group. I don't want it there. And let's finally start now that we are somewhat ready. Click that navigation item. What the fun thing is on the green shift default one is that there's also a navigation menu item, and we need to change that as well. So it works well on responsive. So let's set the background color for mobile. Where are my preset colors? Do we need to refresh this page first to be able? Yes, I want to leave the stylebook. And now I want to have on my well. So there's no way of selecting my preset colors. Would be nice if that's there as well. Luckily, we have our documentation on this side. So now when I change something later on, I don't want to think about it. But we can also leave it as is. Not that one. That one should be cleared. And this one should be black. Saved. Is it saved? New. Oh, there's an issue there. Oh, it's because of the navigation bar. Hey. Kimberly, don't tell me I did this wrong as well. It's just not saved. Why? It says it is saved and isn't saved. I changed the color here. Does that mean it does not pick up changes here? So we have to add and remove a spacing to save the navigation menu. Again, this is something I don't expect as a user. So it's nice to have the option, mobile menu, but if it doesn't work, am I missing something again? So the background color hasn't been changed. Is this a bug? Have we found a bug? Save. For my default navigation to work like that. So that's not showing up as what I expect. I need to change that one as well. So we should exit this, I guess. There we have two navigations now. That's also nice. This is the old navigation that could be removed. Delete. I don't want you in here anymore. On the home we have one navigation. And on our pages, I didn't need to go back. I think this might be a bug. Looks like a bug. Yeah, this is the second bug we see now then. Go back to the desktop view and let's look at the outline. Yeah. So our header. There's our header. I just want to try one thing before I continue. Let's see if I set this one to black. There we can now save it. Now it's changed. So could it be that that's the thing? Yeah, there we go. Woohoo. So the issue is that you need to change the navigation in the navigation part and not pressing edit and then change the navigation in here, because then you can save it. It is a little bit confusing, if you ask me, but it's the way it is. With a little bit of patience, you get a long way. They need to roll back this theme. Well, I think they need to improve it. I remember you had this. It's nice that you remember that you have had this issue as well. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I think the two things. Sorry, I think the things we have found until now, in my opinion, should be easier to do so. Like here you have the hover color, but the default color doesn't change in here, so I have to add CSS code to do so. And the second thing, I'm sorry for the hiccups. And the second thing was now the background changing stuff in the navigation. Then it's nice that it is there. And the next would be, how can I change the colors of those navigation menu, the navigation icons? So I don't see any way of doing so. Perhaps GreenShift should have a custom navigation, so you have the same options you are used to, right? And then you can just make the changes. So this one doesn't matter, so we can just turn it off. Yeah, I don't have anything. The way you can't use it or don't need it, turn it off, else it will bite you back at one point. So that's it for the header. Now let's look how we can create the outline. So let's see. In the first section, there are 2 lines of text. And it looks like it is about, what should it be, 40%-ish? Let's take a look. If we can find how big it is. So they've done it a different way. And this is an H2. So we can change the H2. But we can't set the typography here as well. So should that then be done by hand? Because we can't again. So all right, I will do that in here, I guess. So I will add the default styling and .h1, then we can, but I don't like to do this. I don't think we need more than h4. And is it now imported everywhere because I said it here? Then I guess I need to change that one to use the green shift. So it's not a pattern, it's a template. What's happening? Did I press back too much? It's the template Oh no, it's a pattern template part. And then the header. And then here we have it's hard to click now that it is fixed. Archivo black, but we can change this one to just be Archivo, and then in Google Fonts it has a higher value, so that is not so nice. Why is it different? I don't understand. So let's go to Google Fonts. Archivo. So here's the black setting as well. Then we can you can download it in here, but I just want to grab the. It's also a long time ago for me. Where do you select all? There was a button once a long time ago where you can just select all. Let's see. Can't see it here. On download. No. Do we have to press them all and then you can import them? I would suggest removing the ones that you don't use if you're going to do this. But for this example, we can just use it for now. It's a very nice tip. So don't use the navigation for the menu bar, but use a pop-up menu, and then you can create this yourself. You can change it in the colors as well. Sounds like something that is nice. So let's set this font family to Archivo. Evo. And else Arial, and else sans serif. Do we need to write it like this? I don't know if it font family is with comma separated. Yes, it is. I didn't remember. Looks like double quotes. And this needs to be a font weight of 900. Save changes. And there we have now a H2 with these settings. So what I did here is these elements will get a Archivo font or an Arial or sans serif, depending on what your computer supports and has. And I will set the font weight to 900 if it's available. And in Archivo it's available. You can see it here. Then when you press save changes, it will just change the things here as well. I'm doing that because I can set my Google Fonts in the editor, so I need to download those as well, and this is just a little bit quicker. And I said also that it's not advised to use all the weights, so only select the ones that you're using, and I don't know which one I'm using afterwards. It should be in the design, but I don't know the complete design yet. So that's what I did. Now let's change the front page. So the way to change your front page is that you go to Appearance and Editor, and in the editor, hey, what's up, Kimberly? Am I doing things wrong again? Please tell me what I can improve. Here we go with pages, front page, and then change that one. And let's remove everything, and then first that looks like because of this section. Let's see. It does have some marginal spacing on the first section. Yeah, you see that there's a section in there already. So we can do that the other way by changing the header again. Do you understand using weights is not really accurate? No, I don't understand. Why is using weights not accurate? It's the thickness of the font in this case. At least that's what I've been taught since I'm creating websites, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. In here, it's a little bit uglier. It would be nicer if we can do this by default and we want some spacing on the top. So we could either add a padding in a content page, but that gets tedious pretty fast, even if you use templates on all pages. And the front page doesn't use that one. So to make my life easier at the moment, I would say that I would add a container here. And this is very dangerous because then it needs to be the same height as the container wrapper here. To be nice, which I actually don't like, but we can set a height, fixed height of 200, no, 150. Let's just take a look at this. How big is this section? So the section is 71.2. So we just set this to 71.2 and think adding a little bit of margin would be nice. So we can set a calc of 71.2 pixels and adding the 1em they'd like to use. Default value for spacing. Helvetica changing the way to make it bold is not technically Helvetica bold. Make one container with all header elements inside of it. Yeah, the way they do it is having a section with a padding to the top, and I do agree. I would also rather add a piece for a spacing for the top section for the menu. So I did that here. It says 233, and it's a calc for 5 view width. Why would you do a padding top of 5.5 view width? It should be a view height, I would expect, but it is what it is. So we just can do the same. One view height plus save. Helvetica changing the way to make it bold is not technically Helvetica bold. No, it's Helvetica, but in a bold font, right? It's a thicker font. So yeah, I think I do understand that one. So now we have changed this one. Let's see if we can go back and add a container in here. Now I see that I forgot another thing. So the background of our container in the header is white. It doesn't have any colors, so you don't see anything changing here. And doesn't look nice, right? So we have to change our header again. and add a background color of black. Which one should we use then, right? Now you have the theme palette and the green shift palette. I guess I would rather have the green shift palette because that one is set for everything we use in our stylebook as well. And then you have at least one point of all the green shift stuff being the correct one, instead of having to figure out which one you have to change. And this has to do quite possibly with the index. So we need to change that one to 2. And then we have our section back. And it has a little bit spacing as well. So now let's get back. I would like to close that one to our front end again. Templates. Pages, I'm sorry. Front page. And just change that one. This is annoying because the container underneath the navigation item is now also shown, and that's a green bar because it's empty. Yeah, it is what it is. So let's get to the next part, and that is this piece of text. And I thought I would have a way of knowing how large this is, but it doesn't have said. They've just added 2 lines, pens in there in a section. And I don't believe that's the best way of doing it. So we're going to do it differently. And I think I would just add a heading in here and then put greatness. This is bad experience. So we need to change our default background color as well. Because now it's white. All right. Let's change the default background color. Is that it isn't in here? I expect it to be in the editor. There are no theme settings, right? And then styles, and then change it here. And then I want my colors. Can I set my background to my custom colors and save? So there we go. Now we can change also something we have done in our header that we then don't need to do because our default color is now black. For the background, we can change this one back to have no background property. If possible, I'd like to use as least CSS as possible, so we don't have to. And if we don't have to use anything, then it's nice. Let's go back to header and go back to our front page again and add it. And now our typography is black, and I am wondering if this is because of our setting. I would add a section with all header elements inside of it. Yeah. The reason why I don't add a section in here is because you can set a size for this one as well. GreenShift already adds a section. So I guess when you change the size in the editor, let me show you. You can change the size in here. So here you have width, and I guess this is a width of 40 view width. maybe you can set it also as a maximum amount of characters. I mean, greatness is in our backyard. And you can also do it with a enter, so that's also nice. But let's do it like this. And then we have to first fix this issue. So it is a color issue. And there are 2 places where this can be set. So let's have a look. On headings, I want all headings. They have a letter spacing. I am assuming that it has to do with the colors. It's black and where are my custom colors? Why are my custom colors again gone? So there we have color 1. I'm not too lazy to set it up again if needed, but it is crazy that it needs to be added again. Done. And because black is already in the base color, it doesn't add in here. That's fine. So it is now. And now I have to, what? It isn't in there. It's 001. So black. Done. What's going on with this crazy shenanigans? Headings. Now I want to change my color heading. Or is it now good? It isn't. Here you have a scope style with 40 width. That's for this one. That's nice. And here we have our default. And here we have a font size spacing, font family. But where is our color? Our color is here. And it's set at the WP base color. And the base color is 01. So we do know which one that is. Now we can change that one at least. Would be nice if there was an easier way to do this. But I guess I just don't understand how this works. Now I am wondering what else is going to change. Save. So now we have to change our backgrounds to use this black. Save. There we go. Finally, another thing solved. So that's working. Now let's see. They have it set on 2 lines. So we can make this one bigger. There will be in the typography settings, and then in the H2, you have a fluid large. But why can I change this to be? Oh, you have gigantic is in boss. Yeah, that looks like a nice thing. Then we need to change our font height. This is also a bad experience. The fonts we see in our Gutenberg isn't the same as that we see on our front end on our website. So it's a little bit of guesswork, but I think this works. Very nearly like this. And then we only need to change the appearance to be, no, that one's correct. Letter casing of H2 should be capital, uppercase, capitalized. Now we can change our values again to be just the way we like it. This is a little bit of tedious work. So there we have it. And now we get this breaking. So perhaps we can keep it like it is right now. The only thing we change is the size of this one, of this section. So we go back to our block, pick the size, and instead of view width, we could use DH. And how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 characters. Oh, what's happening? Great, this is in our backyard. Yay, we have our first section in 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let's see if we can speed some things up. So we need a custom spacing in here. So that can be set in a variable that we can reuse. So let's compute and look at the padding they use. Padding left and right, the same as expected. Left margin, so they use 3.2222 view width as a padding left and right. And let's add a variable to that for that. So we go to appearance, and then we have editor. No, this should be set in stylebook. So here, and then we have stylebook, variables, variable label, layout, spacing, Y, spacing, custom, the size, add new, save. So we have now a layout spacing, and let's see if we change the front end and we add a margin instead of a padding. Needs to be changed, of course. Refreshed, I mean. And there we have the default spacing left and right. Ah, that's a nice experience. So now we have our default spacing here. And I guess it should be added to the heading as well. Getting some messages. Look. No, it's nothing important. Only my girlfriend doesn't send a message. No, it's fine. So let's change the default spacing in here as well to the spacing we just set up. So we set spacing. You could also do spacing and then have a modifier there as well, like spacing large, small, or big. So save. And now the spacing on both should be the same. I guess this typography can be smaller. And no, it was it was not my girlfriend who was messaging. it's a group app for my gaming buddies, and but my girlfriend didn't send me a message. So don't worry, it's very important when my girlfriend sends a message. I get the confusion though. Let's see. Content medium. This is a very big disadvantage that the container now shows there. And if we just change the position to 1, I guess you need to set it to relative as well. There we go. Oh, that fixes an annoying issue. This one is getting too big now. I want this one. Sounded very funny. I can understand. Well, it's just my girlfriend. Again, let's see. Just play around a little bit. 0.8. I think that looks best-ish. So we set that to a smaller size. 0.85. Do we have a fluid? Is so small? Nope. So now I do understand that we have to set up all of these things, and it would be nicer because GreenShift works with Core Framework, that we just have used this one to create our styling already. So perhaps that's a thing to do next time. But yeah, now we have to set everything ourselves, and it's fine too. So that looks good. I do think that this is, again, not the typography we want to use. Is that white? We computed font family Apple system. Yeah, there we go. Not the. It's still not using the oh, but we didn't set it. So it's good. Next, let's add in the front end. This is the next section. Add after, and this will be a heading as well. And it is drive. So it's this section. I guess those are letters, right? Yeah, there we have a H1 even. And for that one, we use it. Advanced heading. Drive. And this time we use an H1. And this also needs to be capitalized by default. I think everything is capitalized in the so when it's a heading, I mean even our solutions. Here we have, and here this one is also. And I expect that to be an heading as well. Yeah, H5. So let's quickly change those. Another case. Another one. This one can be default. Then press save. Now update it. We can cancel this, save it. So it is there by default. We don't change the default stuff. But in this case, we have something exceptional because we have a custom font. So we have to change the font family to Anton. And we change the style can be regular. Letter casing bend can be the same. And this one is the one that we try to figure out in the Facebook group as well, setting the size to be 100%. but it doesn't work, as you can see. 1 to 1 EM. Is there spacing also here? Can we move it? Yeah, so there was spacing. So what I saw is that you should just magic number your way to having a full width kind of thing. So let's magic number our way in. Save. Let's see how that looks. And there we go. We can set it even closer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. I expect you also could do something like this. A bulk of 100 view width minus. Can you do this? Or min layout spacing times 2. Yeah. This feels very fiddly. Yeah, you are right. If you have a way of doing it better, please let me know, because we try to figure it out in the Facebook group, and you expect that something like this would work, right? That you have your variable, which is 2.2 viewer width, and then do that times 2. And then you have your 100 viewer width, so your full width. And then if you just remove the spacing, but that doesn't work. We can also just do 4.44444 view width. And we don't have to add this. You try it sometime. That would be very nice. If you find a solution, please do tell me. I was struggling with this, and we've looked at it for a few times, but couldn't figure out how this would work. I would actually expect something like this to work, but as you can see, it doesn't. It's just very big and very large. So the only way I can do it is by fiddling around. Change that. I want this one to be gone. Can I not change back to, yes, there it is. So we set it to 47 dot something. 8, 5, 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 6. So now we suppose we use the most of our width. And there we have drive in there. It isn't as tall as the one in the example. So here we have drive. It's very tall. But yeah, again, we don't have access to this font. So if you know one that's better to use in here, please let me know. Oh, here they also do an add import. So it can be done. Now for the video part, let's grab a YouTube video of driving time lapse. Would be nice, I guess. City. Nice skyline of Toronto. But do you get access to those things? add after. YouTube video. No. Insert from mural. Mold as suggested. View width to be 100. Height to be 100. Well, change that afterwards, I guess. Don't want it. Spreading. Overlay. Over. And now I forgot how to do this section. So can we do some blend modes? Or dodge. Should have full grayscale skill. There we go. That's already one thing. And then maybe increase the contrast a little bit, decrease the brightness. Ah, that's a very nice one. Put a container to 100 view width and in a grid. Yeah, that was also a thing that Kevin did, right? That's a very nice, smart move. Oh yeah, we need to add. We don't have to use that one anymore. So we can add it in here. Let's see. We want a CSS grid with 1. Hey, now our text is breaking. That isn't breaking here. And our video, oh, it does autoplay. That's nice. Now I have to quickly custom template 1 R. R. But you can set the position of the elements itself. So that does mean that we have to go to in our responsive custom, we add. That's the one downside, I think, when using things like GreenShift. You have to use the CSS grid of containers and then add a grid of container in add a container in there as well to have those, and then another container to have this one in there. But I don't. I would like this element because it has a container. When you go take a look in the inspector and press inspect, then the header has a container in there. Or it doesn't. But yeah, you should also be able to move this element around. That's just the downside of using not coding it yourself. So I have to admit that I don't know how to do this anymore. It was a grid template, if I remember correctly, on same row. I don't know this by heart. That's why I always love to find things. And luckily my brain does work sometimes in knowing where to find some things. And I know that Kevin just had a video about it, that you can set it somewhere. I'm looking for a way to put both on top of each other so that you have the one grid. And this on the foreground and this one on the background. And I don't know what it was again. Without position absolute. Ah, yeah, that's this one. It's there it is. Grid column 1 and grid row 1. So we add a grid column of 1 / -1. So I was forgetting that you have to can also set it like this. Grid row and add the from 2 and then set the same one for the video as well in responsive. You have to write it the right way. And they should place them on top of each other. Yeah, it does place them on top of each other. But it doesn't show in here, so a little bit awkward. Now we need to have a setting to make this one transparent. Could add also a background image for these options. It was the blend mode? I don't think so, right? Use video background for text CSS. So I'm still looking for some things how to do stuff. Great. This background. Yeah, this one. WebKit. Oh, this is the blend mode. Green. Position of relative, position of absolute for the iframe. And then the text has a blend mode of screen. Right? So we select this one and add a blend mode of screen. Hit save. And I guess we need to change the order. And the does that also need to have a background? Black. You needed to take a call. Well, welcome back, first of all. And we're now trying to make this section work. So it's the drive. I can understand completely. Maybe I should set up a Discord server as well. But we're trying to set up the background with the text. And I thought it would be easier than this. I mix blend mode to screen. any color to black. And a background. You need to set a background. And that's what we did right now. But it doesn't reflect in there. The greatness text is here. Already added. I can't even select it. So Kimberly, I can show you how we set this up. So this is done without any styling in here. It's all done in the styling here. So we have set this styling to be the uppercase. And the color is already defined, so we didn't have to change there. We created a variable. Where is my variable? Of spacing with 2.2222 view width. So that's the gradient section, and we used size of a width of 15 characters to get it on the second line instead of using a span in there. And now we are at the second section where I would like this to be better. And I was looking into how to set this kind of thing up. And here they do it with the position, and I want to do it with a display grid. So that's also what Plurby said. I think it is a very good solution. So CSS grid with a one column. And then because we can't set the placement in the grid within the elements, I've set it hard-coded or hard-coded. I set it in the custom CSS. Like this to be in the same row and column. And now what I'm trying to figure out is how to get this to be overlapped over here. And what we did in general. You can find it with yes. But I'm still trying nice. Yeah, without any JavaScript, it's not, I didn't see anything else than magic numbering your way in to get it like it is right now. 100% of your width. Background image mask. I want. Don't set anything. No. Why is my text gone? Iframe. Yeah, as I said, Blurry, Kimberly also helped to try to figure out how to do that without any magic numbering, and we couldn't find any way of doing that without doing magic numbers. So please, if you find it, let me know, because it's so hard to do. Like we couldn't figure it out, do it the proper way. So we get the overlay. Should we add a position to it? So that we are sure that this one, I mean, it shouldn't be needed to add relative to it, but save. So there we go. Now we can add a background color of Our black, save. Now it's as a background color and our video doesn't show, so that's nice. Now the only thing I want is that it is see-through, and I would suppose and now you can use images and just using that one. I want to let us do as a video, sorry. Bunny. So you can use WebKit color, background clip, and I don't know if it's available in here. It's now using the this is reversed opposite of what we want. Oh man. Oh, we removed the background. Then it doesn't do anything at all. When we select the background. Oh, did I just so it needs to be reverse of what this is. Why does it work on this one? Let's have a look. Oh. As a width and height. Justify color. Mix bloat is green and overflow is hidden. The text P. This. The text, so that is the class. Background to white and color to black. Do we need to add a container anyways? Or add a container. So let's see if we can do this. And after that, I think I will be going to bed. I'm actually very tired. Let's see. We do like this and add that one there. And this one needs to be reset. And heading spacing can be the same. And the font color can be the same. And then we add a blend mode to typography. Where do we set it? I think it's here, right? And then we set the mix blend screen, save, and let's see what happens. Nope, still not working. So what am I missing here? I want to fix this. Here again. What happened? We need to set settings again. So and reset this one and reset the position. Then we need to change the container, have a relative, and then AZ index of 2, and add the correct spacing. And still, it does the opposite of what we want. We want to be transparent. So, or white, organ. There it is. So we have to just make the color white. This one change to black, and then we have it. I knew it was something like that. So in our background options, it should be just all the way black. And in the typography, all the way to white. And then also in the background options, set it instead of screen to jargon. Woo! And perhaps it would be nice to have the filter options for this one to change as well. That we add a little bit of more brightness, a little bit less of contrast. So that we can see our drive. Woohoo! There we have our drive overlay. No, it's not intuitive. But I guess it's done that on purpose, right? Now our header is moving behind everything, so we can just add a index to the container wrapper position. And there we go. We now have our second thing working. Now, they do have an animation there. Ooh, and there's something still going wrong. We have to decrease our text size. Just a little. And maybe it's nice instead of left aligning. No, I think left aligning is nice. The type to, yeah, it is fluid because we magic numbered away in there. So as you just saw, Kimberly, we just said the but the video doesn't work. It doesn't scale nice when scaling down. And I assumed it has to do with how this one is said. Great job, thank you. Dude, fantastic. Oh, I love you guys. It's nice to get support. I mean, I really do love GreenShift and I do love the power it adds, but some things are still very tedious to do. And I guess it has to do with it doesn't contain every aspect of CSS right now. So it is what you can expect, probably. I do want to fix this issue though. How can we fix that? Can we set some kind of height on here as well? No, no, I don't want you. This one. Height. Should actually be the height of the container. Woohoo! We fixed that one as well instead of using VH. Yeah, there we get an issue, and that's what we have had before. I don't think it's a very big issue, but let's change the size of this one to have a maximum size of 15 characters and at least 100% width. So when it's smaller, it just breaks, and that's fine. Now it wraps around, see? You can also change the fluid font size settings. And yeah, maybe it is better because now it's at 300. But yeah, it does look good. Oops, I did not scale again. You are right. About focus for that. Yeah, I can imagine. Now I would love to continue actually, but we've been streaming for 2 hours to get this section done. I am done for today. And it took already quite some time. See if we can just squeeze in a little bit more time. So this animation doesn't make sense for our side. As you can see, the drive moving up and down. By the way, you can get a more smoother loop when using video element instead of YouTube. Just putting it out there. So they have a loop autoplay and then it's smoother. Ah, you set up a Discord already. Please invite me as well. Would be lovely. So maybe we can add some kind of smooth animation. Ooh. The experience won't be nice. That's unfortunate. Should we have a delay? No, we should just not do this. We should just have the video thingy. I was thinking of recreating the animation, the thing that's happening here as well. When you scroll up and down, that the letters will move. And the video stays still. This can be done with the animation one. Or you can do it as well with... What's its name? With the scroll view function, but it isn't available by default in GreenShift yet. So you have to scroll and view function. Then when you scroll, things change. And this kind of animation can be made to move it from one section to another. And then you put in a... So I do have an idea on how to do it. Not to be picky. Still mad about fluid type mistakes. Yeah. Did I didn't change much, so don't get mad at me. yeah, I do think this should be a fluid type and it's not selectable. So we should add, this will be very alternative to 1 and then add text for this section alternative to 2 so that we are able to select it. Because the way they fixed it is better because they just have a container. Now we are able to select it and this one as well. Ooh, but it's nice. It's working. Let's see if we can quickly add the second section. It's actually a very easy thing to create. Second section is this this kind of thing. And I think we also need a G-shift thing as well. We could probably do it with in CSS as well, and then set it to infinite, just like they did. They have a animation marquee animation. And I guess that's just moving the section from left to right. And they quite possibly have doubled the amount of things in there. No, they haven't. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the second one. So then you would experience a smooth scrolling kind of effect. So let's add it in here as well. Let's add a. Would you add a text box here? PTL. We can do this without the wrapper. Oh, but let's use the text box. ATL. But you can't do nice spacing then. So we have to add a wrapper before each container. Well, Kimberly, if you're hungry, go eat. The best way to do. Then your brain can get fired up again. I do intermittent fasting, and because I sit all day, it's not the best way of doing it. Staying healthy, but I do intermittent fasting, so I don't eat at after 8-ish o'clock until next day 12 o'clock. To compensate that I don't eat too much. And it feels like it does work. Not that I have to be afraid that I will eat too much or that I will grow larger. And it does feel nice. But after like 12 o'clock, I feel very hungry. And then I really need to eat. What do you have, Kimberly? Very good partner. Let's make it a fast box row. So this is nice that the quick outset option is available here. And then add a column gap. Let's use my favorite. And then add some spacing in here. So we can do not the most beautiful one. Top, bottom. And for all, it would be nice that you can just have a global setting you can change. And let's use a preset of extra small and then just copy the star attributes and paste it everywhere. It's nice that you are having the same issue as we have. Kimberly and I had a lot of discussion. It was asked in the Facebook group as well. And we just couldn't figure out how to do this properly. It's very annoying. You would say that it would be very easy, but unfortunately it isn't. So now we have those in. And I guess an interaction layer would be the way to do this then. On trigger when this enters viewport. It would be 85%. I don't know how this works actually. Does that mean 85% from top or from the bottom? We want it to actually be always there. You need to add a O. I broke it. It's such a shame. Now I have to do this all again. It's fine. Let's see. F1. That would be even making more sense. Then it will scale down. And it will be even more prettier if we just set a let's do a max value then, I guess. Max value, so much larger. One EM or view width. So then it will pick the larger size. Now for the scrolling part. Add new interaction layer on enter viewport. It keeps destroying because I want to enter a custom value. That looks like a bug again. Well, we're very good at bug hunting. Maybe we should be testers for GreenShift. No, I don't want to wrap it in a row. Go away. I want to set it to a row. Then I have to do this again. This is very awkward. Clock of 1 a.m. It was a max. Or preview with 4. Yeah, Blurry, please add me as well. I'm also a UX designer, but I really love working with the GreenShift and improving it. The things I've been doing so far are just I just love to do them. So if you get hired, please make sure that I'm hired as well. has so much potential, but it isn't there yet. They're still discussing about the drive section, and Proby says you can use SVG. Yeah, I do know you can use SVG, but that's not the solution I want to go for. To be fair, it isn't looking as the best solution either, but it's something. And still, I am looking at how to add the interaction. Enter. Scroll distance above, below. Oh, is that? Can you use this one as well to change the to recreate this effect? Maybe something to look into. Add action. I want to attach a class, remove, toggle, attach an attribute. Set CSS property. Cookie remove, reuse it to template loading. Oh, I guess we have to add a move interaction layer. We have to add a custom CSS for this. For the marquee stuff. So let's just grab the one from the website, right? Marquee inner. Oh, maybe we can just find it. The Marquee, how do you say it actually? Animation. Linear and infinite. Yeah, then you have to use a double. It's on the div, so it is on the container. Got the animation here. Keyframes. It does work. Duplicate this a couple of times. Oh. Now we have to make this a grid, I guess. How would we do this? Auto. No, this one should be 1FR because we want to have one. Marquee. Ah, you say you spell like marquee. You could hide a text box with text, calculate the view width, and write text out in a second box on the fly. Yeah, Kimberly, your solution looks like a solution with JavaScript, right? Mm. I did fix this once to make sure that it is every time on one row. And I did this for section Victor. So let's just visit section Victor. And when section Victor is on mobile, where's my inspector? Inspector Gadget. It was a custom CSS that I added as well. But where is the CSS now? Red. This was overridden by something I said. This is the one I need. The one that I need. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's not the one that I need. Out of flow. Max content. Why doesn't it work? Because I forgot something, I guess. If we can find it. It's getting late. And how long is the stream already going for? 2 hours and 22 minutes. I will be leaving in about 8 minutes, Kimberly. So I won't see you then. So enjoy your thing you will be eating. I hope it will be a hamburger of some sort. And see you next week, I guess. It's nice that you joined every time. Oh, this is the wrong one. One. Oh. Oh, it's not a different template. Great. There we go. We just need to add this code. Let's edit the site. Edit the front page. Change the marquee. Container. I mean, if we're doing custom CSS, might as well do it. Import and save. But now it ignores the... Now it ignores the spacing. We did add spacing now, did we? Or didn't we? No, I guess we didn't. We did. Oh, there shouldn't be a row gap. Let's have a look. Column gap is ignored. Why is that? It's adding a p x p x afterwards. What? Should we do something like this? Yep. Now it does work. With all the spacing. It still looks a little bit jarring, right? Jump. And I saw Kevin doing some magic numbering to get it to work. Infinite. And also the space bar now looks very weird. The other bar, not space bar. So let's add a container again. And the container by default is 100%. And let's add a general spacing hidden, save. And now it just scrolls. Now we only need to change our timing, I guess. Oh, this is also ugly. There's a lot of scope styles in here now. We should fix that by using a var for the scope style. So let's do that right away. And uppercase, uppercase, uppercase. Transform uppercase. And let's add a font size of small. Font extra small. Font extra small. And then add custom property as well. Now we can reset the advanced text. This doesn't look very nice in here. If you ask me. So although we do create something nice on the front end, in the back end that just looks in the dashboard, it looks horrible. It looks horrible. Let's turn it off for sometime. No. No, I've set this to the as default. I don't want this to be default. That's, by the way, a nice way of doing it, if you ask me. But then you can't use all elements. So it's not the nicest way. Oh. So this should be extra small. And this should have size extra small. But does it still add? An extra styled? Yes, it does add a styled thing, so it doesn't matter. You then use the if you use this kind of thing or not. Well, not entirely true, of course. Because you are reusing some kind of thing so that the computer doesn't need to re-render the same thing again. But yeah, let's call it a day. Yeah, it's sad that the backend looks meh. I think you are able to fix it. For instance, if we just, in this case, instead of grid just doing the position absolute stuff, I think it does work. So let me try. So instead of the custom grid, I mean, if we're going to use in anyways, and we can do the same this one. Absolute of 0, 0, 0, 0. So now it does look better. Position relative. And because it's positioned absolute, it doesn't have any height, right? So you still get some issues, but that can be fixed as well, because this container then needs to have a different kind of size, and your height, not your width, would be 100 VH. Now it's good on the, it's not that good on front end, so you need to play around, I guess. But the back end, this section at least does look good. Let's see if we can play around a little bit. And then we can set this one also to spacing overflow hidden. So it doesn't overflow. So Now it looks good on front end and back end. No, if you say to me that it doesn't look good, I need to fix it. See. Can we just add a grid template? And I want to fix this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can just do this. And it's also done. Does that solve your issue? How to repeat 6 1. What did I press? Or can set it to max content as well. I think that will be better than fraction. Ooh, did I break something? Oh, my browser just froze. Reload. Chrome didn't like it. Or am I using Edge now? Yeah, I'm using Edge, so it's Chromium, so it's the same, right? Same, but different. What's happening here? My PC is saying go to bed. Yes, I think so as well. It did look better before, right? Drive. So I think the YouTube clip is too tiny, so we should change it to cover. Contain. It should be cover, right? Is this again something like that? Object fill. Pop one. Can we just pop it out? Undock. Cover. This because of correct, I guess. I guess we have to reset those. And this always needs to be a 60 by 9 aspect ratio. So 67 divided by 9 times 16, 119 viewer height. It doesn't work that way. Where's the aspect ratio here? Oh, it already has an aspect ratio of 6 by 9. Oh yeah. So the width was correct 100%. Only the height needs to be auto. And I can't set it. So we just do it the wrong way. Of auto. It's important. Woohoo. There we have fixed that one. But now it looks strange because of the height of the container. How do we get it to have the same height as the letters? Oh, this looks great actually. We should just have it this height. So it's the height of 67 viewer height. It has a 60. What? Does it change because of the width? Would that be then your width? Doesn't feel intuitive. Let's change. Let's see what happens. Now it does scale nicely. So we have our new number for a height. 35% viewer height width. There go our marquee tags. So we're getting there. Just one section. All right, now I'm really going to go to bed. So it took, like, what was it? 2 hours and 37 minutes to get it like it is right now. And this is just because of me not understanding where to set specific things and couldn't find, for example, the menu item, how to change the color of the buttons. And we needed to use a custom CSS for that one. We've added a code snippet, and with it code snippet, I added a custom style. And here we have set in the navigation, when there's an anchor, set the color to the default color that we have. And there was also some issues that we couldn't set the font family of the H1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's add the other ones as well. Because we couldn't use Google Fonts for my heading. And that's one thing I really love to have. And what we also did in the style book is set the heading to uppercase. We added the colors here. We added some variables. These two can be removed right now. Save. And what we also did is change the styles. And we added the custom colors here in here as well, because we need it. And then in some places, the custom colors are not available, or the default colors are not used differently. And then you have to change it in the theme settings. For some things and other things, it does work. We also asked, for example, like the link. Which one was it? I don't remember anymore. But it was fairly tedious for things I would have expected to be easy, like changing the color for the default color for the links. I've expected that the one to be easy, and setting the background options. Yeah, the rest is actually fairly easy, but you have to know where to look, and it's a very tedious, if you ask me, if you have one place to look in it, so in the style section, and you have also the place where you have to look in the style book. So it would be nice if the style book, and when using GreenShift, the theme settings would just sync, and that when I want to add a color, have it available in the style book so that I can change it in one place instead of trying to search for the right place where I can set it. And I hope to get the full Drive, capital Drive website up and running. In the end, we only succeeded to get the header in there, this section, the Drive section, and a beginning of the marquee. So let's see how it looks on the website we've been working on. So here we have the heading, the greatness section, the Drive, and a marquee as well. We did had to use some kind of custom CSS, else it didn't work. So hopefully this will improve in the future. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Flurby and Kimberly, thank you for this chat. It was very nice and very lovely to see all the things. And